When we're looking for information, many of us start with Google. It's a powerful resource and one that we use every single day to make our lives easier. The problem with Google, though, is that Google searches everything, and there's a lot of crazy stuff on the internet. So let's just take a look at what happens if we search for death penalty just with Google. So here's the first thing that we get, 3 ads. The death penalty is good, the death penalty at Amnesty International, and the death penalty pros and cons at proandcon.org. And then if we scroll through here, we get deathpenaltyinfo.org, capital punishment at Wikipedia, pro-con, law at Cornell School. We get some stuff in the news, of course, which we might want. But what you'll see is that we're just getting a lot of information that we're not exactly sure where they come from. These are all orgs, and so they're nonprofits, but they could be nonprofits that are supporting one side or the other. Now, there might be some things in here that'll be helpful. We might be able to change our search so that we get something more focused, but we want to be really careful, especially when we're searching for something that is related to a controversial topic, because we don't want to end up with someone's angry blog that's ranting about the death penalty or abortion. We really want to focus on sources that are objective and will provide us information. The other thing that we want to avoid is we want to avoid looking at sources that, maybe aren't actually all that in depth. And so something from Yahoo News might not be as in depth as something from The Atlantic, which I think there's a copy down here. So if we go and look at Yahoo News, we're going to see an article that probably doesn't go into as much depth as what we'll need in order to really grapple with something. So if we scroll through here, you can see there's a pretty short piece, lots of spaces, etc. It might be something that'll be worthwhile for this essay, but it might not. And so we often want to look for things that are a little bit meatier. Sometimes this takes a little bit of just experience to know which sources are good and which aren't. So we don't want to pick the first one, but let's pick this this piece from The Atlantic. It's pretty recent, came from this year, which is always a good sign when we're talking about controversial topics. And if you take a look at this one, this is The Atlantic, and they're known for long-form journalism. And so there's actually a lot of information in here. It goes into 2 pages, and it was written by an associate editor of The Atlantic. So we want to be really careful when we're Googling. Sometimes it can be helpful, but sometimes we're going to end up at places, like this one, the death penalty is good. This is an ad, and it's going to give articles, well, we don't know who Aaron Taylor is, and we're not exactly sure. Oh, whoops. See, and they want even more information from me. So be really careful when you're Googling. I'm going to show you a couple other ways to do some research that'll be more productive probably than just random Googling.